What's up, everyone? Today, we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad. I feel like I can sum my thoughts on this movie pretty well. So, I guess I'm going to do that first. Yes, that's right. I took the time to make that so that I could emphasize to you how terrible it is. So Suicide Squad is the first of the DC films that isn't directed by Zack Snyder. So you think maybe it was just a Snyder thing, right? The issues, it's just a Snyder thing. So new director, new writers, everything. It's going to be great, right? This is probably the worst out of the 3 movies we've gotten so far. Here's how I see it, okay? I saw Batman vs. Superman. It has like a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. Bad, okay? But I'm like, maybe they're just being harsh. I watched it, kind of enjoyed it. I've seen that movie a couple times, saw the Ultimate Edition that came out, and I was like, you know what? They're being harsh on that. So then Suicide Squad rolls wrong. It also gets a 29%. I'm like, well, they're probably being harsh on Suicide Squad as well. I think all the critics were being incredibly lenient on Suicide Squad when it received the score that it did. Yes, I feel like that's an unpopular opinion, especially with people like petitioning Rotten Tomatoes and all that nonsense. I'd say this movie is just as bad as that Fantastic Four movie. The only thing is it's 20 minutes longer, so you get a little bit more development before the end happens. Like, I'm going to go into spoilers at this point. I mean, this movie's been out for a while, so let's just talk about it. The villain, okay? Same thing happens at the end. They get together, they fight a villain who's shooting a beam into the sky and doing something. Like, I just want to point this out. Enchantress says she's making a machine so that people, like, worship her because we now worship machines, but, like, it's never really explained how her machine is so great that it'll make people worship her. I don't get that part, okay? Then, the whole build up to it, you kind of wonder why Amanda Waller even wanted the squad in the first place if she had Enchantress. Just to stop Enchantress, in which case, why wasn't that a precaution created before she showed up? Second, she's friends with Batman and the Flash. Aren't they more suited to fight this villain versus a woman with a bat and a guy who shoots things and a crocodile? The only superpowered one they really have, besides Killer Croc, but he's just a crocodile, is Diablo, and he doesn't want to fight half the movie, so what is this? And in the Suicide Squad, like, comics, and even in the Arrow TV show, I thought it was kind of interesting how they implemented it. They put them in missions that the government didn't want to be associated with, that were risky. That way they would have no deniability, but why do we need them to save Amanda Waller? It looks like the soldiers could have just done that. You sent the soldiers anyway. I mean, if their entire purpose is to save Amanda Waller, why would you choose to have them do it instead of anyone else? And then if their mission isn't to fight Enchantress at all, and you're just going to leave her be there, I don't know, okay? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then it's like, there's a bit where it's like, oh, you can control her if you have her heart, but for a lot of it, like, Amanda Waller's just stabbing the heart, and then the brother's just like, no, you don't need that anymore. And you're kind of like, why was that ever a thing with Enchantress if that didn't have to be a thing? I mean, there's a lot of pieces here, okay? I'm going to say some good things, okay? Harley Quinn, Deadshot, the actor is fantastic. My favorite one in the movie is probably Diablo, because I actually felt like his whole arc was really good. Everyone who keeps saying Deadshot is a good character, I don't think he is. I mean, the only thing is that he has a daughter. There's really nothing beyond that point going on with him. And to the point where he has that little vision where he kills Batman, that's stupid. Batman took a bullet to the head in Batman vs. Superman. No problems. But in this movie, apparently, if Deadshot had decided to shoot him, he would die. The soundtrack, okay, this is what happened to me with the soundtrack. I heard the soundtrack when it came out, and I was like, okay, if the movie's anything like this soundtrack, then this is going to be a fantastic movie. But the soundtrack was so forced. Like, there was that Eminem song. It was just sort of thrown in there. And in the trailers, that song wasn't in the scene, so you kind of felt like later in editing, they're like, no, we need to make it more fun. Let's put this... the kids, they like Eminem, right? Here's where the movie just put me off, okay? Because they're flying into the city, and Spirit in the Sky plays. And Spirit in the Sky is not on the soundtrack, but it's on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. And I was like, oh, is that what this is? Like, are you just trying to be cool like Guardians? Except not, because Guardians is somehow way better and there's a talking tree involved. People keep saying that it's like, oh, it's a fun movie, but I don't see how it is. It has more fun moments than Batman vs Superman or Man of Steel. So out of the three, it's probably the most fun. This is what Suicide Squad is, okay? It's your like old uncle who really doesn't get it, but he thinks he's the fun uncle, and he's like, hey guys, I'm fun, you should hang out with me. That's what the movie is. There's a scene where Harley gets into an elevator and like fights this thing, and I was with a couple of friends watching this movie, and we saw that scene and we just looked at each other like, well, why did that happen? There were moments in the movie where I cringed at dialogue. It was bad, and it definitely felt like just chunks were just removed. It just felt like an entire scene, like the scene in the bar especially, it just seemed like the conversation, pieces of the conversation were just removed, and then they were stitched together so that it still made sense. Now, ultimate point, the Joker. What did I think? Well, he doesn't need to be in this movie. The only reason he needs to be in it is for Harley Quinn. So he can be in the flashbacks, that's fine, but he doesn't need to be in the actual plot of it. In fact, I might have rather enjoyed the movie if they had just had him in the flashbacks and then he comes in at the very end. He's in the movie for like 12 minutes and Jared Leto put all this, like, he dedicated himself to this. And he's just cut out of the movie. And their marketing was played it as if he was the villain or if he was part of that, and he's not. He's completely unrelated to it. He doesn't need to be in the movie. His performance, I don't think I've seen enough of it to be able to tell if it's good or not. I mean, I guess it's good. It's not bad. I don't think it's any better than Jack Nicholson. It's definitely not better than Heath Ledger, but he's not in the movie to be able to tell enough. Overall, this one's been kind of all over the place, I feel like, but it's late. I saw the movie a while ago. So I think I would give Suicide Squad a 12%. I think I like 12% of the movie. And then that might be the credits, because I thought the credits were really cool. I'm going to do an impression. Ready? If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button or the like button. And don't forget to share with your friends, even if they are heathens and you have to take it slow. Anyway, I'll see you later. Peace.